Welcome to the Noctuary Apocrypha. This is where you'll find any games that aren't part of our current main continuity. We'll skip around from time to time, place, and from game system to game system. So think of Apocrypha as the box of yellowing letters you find in the attic, filled with glimpses into other times and other lives.
Welcome to the Noctuary, and we have an Apocrypha, is it? Apocrypha, that's what we call it, guys?
Yep, Apocrypha.
Yep, Apocrypha episode, which is going to be Final Girl, which is a horror/slasher movie, kind of story game, shared GMing by Jennifer Rogers, and also one of my favorite pickup games. As you'll see, it's like very easy to start and play. But yeah, I'm Zuki, he, him.
Hi, I'm Nicole, she, her.
I'm Dev, he, they.
Okay, so reading through the way that this game works. So the Final Girl is a genre term for the final survivor of a horror movie or a slasher flick, typically. And this game is designed to kind of simulate that. You don't know who's going to be the final girl. You don't know who's going to survive out of all the people that are in the movie. But rest assured, everyone will die but one. So that's the kind of premise of this. And we're each going to take turns playing the killer and playing the victims in various scenes. And that will become clear as we go through the rules and how it works. So I think the first thing to do is maybe just introduce, well, we've already introduced ourselves, but we're kind of talk about what is your favorite slasher movie or horror movie for that matter. Who wants to go first?
Well, you introduced yourself first, so let's go ahead and follow that order.
Okie dokie. All right, so I'm going to stick to pure slasher movies here. And I think I'm going to go for the original and the best, in my opinion. Halloween. It was the very first slasher movie, John Carpenter. He actually, interestingly, a little bit of trivia, he intended it to be an anthology series where he intended it to be like a different story each time, which is why if you watch Halloween 3, it is nothing to do with Michael Myers and is a totally different movie. Anyway, Trivia. Okay, Dev, favorite horror movie?
I'll be real with you. I've only seen one horror movie that I actually liked, and that was Alien.
Mm-hmm.
So not actually a slasher movie, kind of a slasher movie. If you really think about it, if you really look at it from the side.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I've recommended Alien as the inspiration for this game before. It is very much a single killer slasher movie, of its era.
Definitely.
Nicole, what do you want to?
Oh, this is a hard choice, but I think I'm going to have to go with Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Oh.
And part of that is because it is a quintessential gay horror movie. Like, it is extremely, It's extremely queer. The main character of it is gay and terrified about it because this movie was made at a time where coming out was very, very dangerous in the United States. And Freddy, who is a Chthonian entity of fear, really leans into the fears of what it's like to discover, you're growing up and then discovering that you're not like other people. So excellent, excellent film. It holds up. I've watched it recently with my partner. A+, would recommend again and again.
I just like Sigourney Weaver.
She's rad.
She's rad. And the monster design. Honestly, alien design is also very good.
Yeah, there's the alien is kind of sexy. I agree.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but yes.
Well, I mean, if you want the trivia, one of the reasons the alien is designed the way that she is the hope was to create in cis men the fear of sexual violence being perpetrated on them instead of them being the perpetrator.
Yeah, true. And the whole chest burster thing. Yeah.
Yep. Pregnancy, the whole 9 yards.
H.R. Geiger, the very phallic heads of Alien.
Now I can't unsee the chest burster as...
Yep.
It is really... okay. God damn it.
You're welcome.
You've ruined my favorite movie. No, I'm kidding.
No, it's great.
It's great.
Go back, watch it again through that lens, and see what it makes you think about.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's lots of food for working out what we're going to do in this game. So the first thing we have to come up with is the premise, the basic idea of the horror movie. It can be described in a sentence or two and lets everyone know what the story is about. It generally consists of a killer, a setting, and what kind of people are around as well, the victims. And the killer is a creature or person or persons who are murdering people left, right, and centre. A psychopath in a mask, a flesh-eating alien, a vengeful ghost. So what are we feeling for a setting, a killer, and the victims then?
Well, I'm going to say the last time we did a setting creation game on Apocrypha, we went space. So let's take space off the table. Let's find something maybe a little more intimate or really out there.
Mm-hmm.
We could do a small town. We could do a national park, I think would be interesting. Like
national parks are fucking terrifying. Absolutely.
Not much of a camper, Dev.
Well, just the amount of people who go missing and then they're never found again is quite honestly not a great pitch for going camping.
All right, so let's set it in a national park.
Beautiful.
Who is the killer going to be? Who or what, even?
Honestly, I'm kind of fucking with like some kind of deer-like thing.
Well, we could go with a like horned god, kind of like an Earl King or a Herne the Hunter type creature.
So actually, yeah, make them human, but they are influenced by that. So they're sacrificing people for some greater good.
They've got like tied to their head a pair of fucking like big ass deer antlers.
Maybe they're trying to summon the wild hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we'll find out because we don't have to go into detail about what they are, why they're doing this, because that can come out in play. But yeah, we've got some kind of human who's they seem human. They may not even be fully human.
Humanoid.
And then the victims, it does sound like we've kind of written that in because they're going to be campers, they're going to be people that work at the park, they're going to be people passing through, or people that live in the area, potentially.
Maybe a couple of campers and like a park ranger who's yelling at them for being too loud.
I'd like to put a wildlife biologist in there.
Oh.
Well, you'll get a chance in a moment. Okay. In fact, let's say that. You can be the first. So now we do casting. So the poor saps will be killed one by one until there's only a handful left for the big showdown. So if there's between 3 and 5 of you, create a little over 10 characters. So let's go for 10 to keep it a bit shorter.
All right.
Okay.
Each player comes up with an equal number of characters, but we'll get one extra. So let's see. So creating a character is simple. Give everyone an index card, but we're using an online tool for this. And everyone should write down their character in a single sentence, usually name the adjective noun, e.g., Wallace the gruff janitor or Brock the arrogant athlete. However, anything that can be expressed in a sentence works, e.g., Rex the guy who can't stop talking about his muscles. That's all there is to it.
All right.
Leave enough space on the sheet, though, to add other stuff below it. So you want your wildlife? Yeah, give us their single sentence intro.
All right. Let's go with Ida Robinson, the wildlife biologist.
Okay.
The arrogant wildlife biologist.
Well, I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah. We haven't got... You can add a personality trait, but I think that's good enough.
Yep.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right. So I'll tell you what. I'll do one. Okay. Now I've got to think of a character. Crap.
Maybe a student of the biologist. Or not a student. What could be like not an apprentice. That's intern.
Grad student is the word you're looking for.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, put them in.
Valley Summers, annoyed grad student.
Okay, I'm going to go for Pete West, who is an officious park ranger. So
Ooh.
An officious?
Nice.
Officious? Is that the word you use?
So
That's a new word. I have never heard of that word.
kind of a busybody. I think maybe that's a better way to put it. Yeah.
Think an HOA president.
Gotcha. Okay. That's all you had to say. HOA president.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
Actually, I don't know that reference.
So a thing that happens in the US is incredibly stupid. They're called homeowners association. And what they are is they are things created by developers who, when people start buying houses to live in the community, they want to maintain control over the rules of the community, at least until they get all the houses sold. So every neighborhood has a group of prod noses and curtain twitchers whose job it is to maintain the community standards.
Okay, we're good. So, Nicole, another character.
All right. So I'm thinking that our next one is Jennifer. And I will need a last name. Let's go with
DuPont.
Sure, let's do DuPont. DuPont, the aspiring influencer.
Love it.
Aspiring nature influencer.
Oh, okay.
Do you have another one, Dev?
This is a real bad one, but this is a funny one, actually. Teddy Jerkins, the Bigfoot enthusiast.
Ooh, cryptozoologist.
Yeah, I like it. I love that we've got an influencer. For some reason, every game I've played seems to have an influencer in it somewhere.
I mean, it's just such an easy stereotype to do. They are everywhere.
All right, I'm gonna go for Chloe Francis, a nomad land, or a nomad, as in someone that drives around in their truck all over the place and has no fixed abode.
Nice.
How liberating.
Well, I don't know. It's more driven to it by economic circumstance, I think.
Oh, fair enough.
Say Chloe Dormand, I'll say. Winnebago type nomad. There we go. Okay, so for your last character.
Chloe Dorman, the nomad.
Well, then, I am going to go with Marcus Cook, the cameraman boyfriend. And he's partners with Jennifer.
Fair enough.
Is that his defining trait?
Yeah, kind of. Like I think of him as kind of that hapless dude whose girlfriend gets super into the influencer thing and ends up being the one to follow her around with a camera, just kind of like going along to get along.
And his whole trait is just being a boyfriend.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I feel like there's always that one character in like a found footage film or at least from what I've seen, where it's just their trait is camera. They do the camera. They're really into the camera, and they're a boyfriend. That's it.
Yep. All right, so I've got my 3.
Okay, one more to go.
I've got it. Okay. Joe Schmo. Nope, not Joe Schmo.
Nope. Good effort. I'm 100% cheating. I am sitting here in our library just looking at the spines of books.
Yeah, me too. Coming up with names is tough. I just scroll through social media.
What's a good old prospector, but not really a prospector, just like an old lady. Like I'm trying to do like the old there's always that one old character who warns people not to go into the wood, like not to go there, don't go there. I'm trying to think of a good name for that.
Maud is always lovely.
Maud Jones. I think that's a good. Misunderstood geriatric.
Oh, what's a nicer word for that? Pensioner? I don't know. Elder.
Hey, as I go into my crone years, I'm claiming it.
I can switch it out. I can if you think I should change it, I can.
No, it's fine.
Oh, it's fine.
Okay. Totally here for geriatric.
I'm going to go for Ethan Rhodes. I'm going to say dangerous fugitive.
Oh.
Okay, so who is going to be the final girl or guy is the question. So depending on your current role in the game, you'll have certain rights and responsibilities. So if you're being a player, you're just playing one of the cast in a scene. You're not playing the killer. You're just responsible for narrating things having to do with that character's actions, thoughts, and and any background that you want to bring in about the character, as well as any setting details like, that might be that you kind of want to introduce that are kind of fairly simple. So the killer is responsible for narrating everything else: NPCs, scenery, the killer themselves, and so on. The killer is the only one who can narrate the death of a character, and that's their responsibility. However, they basically, you can attempt to kill people in scenes, but you don't necessarily do it. So you can't just kill people willy-nilly.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. And also, it's definitely not played in the spirit of winning. It's played to find out what happens, typical stuff like that. You shouldn't really try and keep any one character alive, although you always get favourites in these games where you think, I don't want them to die, and they usually do die.
It's best when they do.
Exactly. So we start off with just introduction scenes. They allow you to introduce the characters you're interested in and develop some relationships without anyone being murdered. Once a premise is established, we need 3 introduction scenes. Nobody dies there, of course, but it's kind of free-form role play, and we just play till we feel that scene's played itself out. We still have the killer, or somebody takes the role of the killer in these scenes, and one player will be responsible for the framing and ending of the scene. So in that case, I'll start then. So if you're responsible for framing a scene, you say what the characters are doing, what's it about, where are they, and give a general introduction to the scene. And during introduction scenes, you can have other like NPCs die, and you can have kind of foreshadowing that the killer exists, but you can't actually kill any characters. And during these scenes, and in fact during any scene, you can say, I now have a new, or at the end of it, you'll say, I think I've got a relationship with this character. And there are 3 types of relationship you can come up with. They are friendship, rivalry, or screwing.
Heck
So
yeah.
if you're friends with a character, you can use your cards to defend them when the killer attacks them. If you're rivals, you can use your cards to give to the killer to make their cards better and kill the character that you're rivals with. If you're screwing, you can do either. So
Appropriate.
Oh, screwing as in screwing. Okay, yeah, I understand now.
Yeah, it's the typical slasher movie thing. Yes. So yeah, I think that's it. I think we can jump into the first introduction scene. And I think this is going to be...
So just to understand, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. So just to understand, we play a scene out between a couple of the different characters.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the scene, we can be like, these 3 things. They could be one of these 3 things, right?
Yeah, you can establish, and it's probably a good idea in these introduction scenes to establish relationships, because any characters that have no relationships at the end of 3 scenes dies straight away in the first scene. So you've got to have relationships. And the relationships also give you more cards when you're facing down the killer as well. So definitely form some relationships. And some already exist just from the backgrounds that we've given. So
Right.
So I establish the scene, then you say which characters you want to play. Because there's only 2 players, that may affect things a bit strangely in the way that we do things, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I think this is going to be at the main kind of administrative centre of the park. So basically where people can park up and get maps and get advice from the rangers and that sort of thing. And the scene is just, things are kind of, it's kind of, I'm going to say it's the height of summer. So it's very warm, and it's very it's slightly cloudy though. And I think what's going on is just some people are starting to visit the place, and there's a few people there to kind of chat to each other and so forth. All right, let's. So now starting with Dev and going round. So I'm going to put a token next to you to show that I'm currently the killer. That little frog there. So that means going around from me, you choose 1 character each to play in this scene, and you can choose any of the characters. Yeah.
I'm going to play Teddy Jerkins.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to play Pete West.
Okay. All right. So yeah, it's a pretty busy day. So there's quite a few other people wandering around in the kind of reception area, looking at the maps and so forth. What is Pete doing?
So Pete is wearing a uniform that looks like it just came out of the packaging today. The pants are creased with a razor's edge. His Smokey the Bear hat is just so on his head. He looks like he's in his mid to late 40s. Got that outdoorsman for his whole life kind of body. But there's just something about the way he holds himself. He is bustling around behind the counter of the information center and just arranging all of the pamphlets so that they're squared up just so.
And yes, Teddy has come in. Does he have an agenda? Hopefully he's got an agenda to talk to Pete, but we'll see.
Yes. You see, before you can, I think Pete can hear Teddy Jerkins' van before he actually gets into the building. You can see kind of a montage of Teddy pulling out, well, it's like a net, some sort of like cameras, stuff like that. He looks like Teddy is older. He looks like Doc Brown, I would say a little bit. But if Doc Brown was wearing like a Black Sabbath shirt and black pants.
Mm-hmm.
I have an image in my head. Thank you.
And he comes in and kind of looks at Pete for a bit.
Oh,
Pete?
Hello, sir. Welcome to
Pete, it's me.
Mountains Natural.
Yeah, it's
Mr. Jerkins.
Pete. Been a while.
What can we do for you today at Mountains National Park?
I'm here for, you know why I'm here.
Mr. Jerkins, the year ban on you after you threw a net on that bear last year.
It's been a year. I've been counting the days. It's been a year. You can't say it's not been a year.
I cannot.
Every day, 365 days.
Just please don't try to catch any more wildlife. You know how Dr. Robinson feels about that.
Well, Robinson can shove a stick right up her.
Oh, whoa, Mr. Jerkins, this is a family place.
We just see like two little kids. just a pair or two kids walk out very quickly.
Yeah, I think a woman gives you a really mean stare and it's like, not him again. just like walks out.
I've even got the permits this time.
You're going into the back country?
Yeah.
In that van?
No.
Okay.
No, in your car. Yep. Says I cannot
what?
be Yep. I got a corridor here. Says I cannot be unaccompanied this time.
But
all the other park rangers told me I couldn't, but you're kind of Pete. You're kind of a pushover. They said you would push. They said yeah.
I am not a pushover. I just believe in rules.
Pete, they called you pushover Pete in high school.
I don't know who you've been talking to, but that was not actually a nickname.
You hear a snigger from one of the other park rangers, I think, in the background. Obviously put him up to this.
Come on, please. I need this. I'm so close. I can feel it. That Bigfoot was hiding behind the bear. I just know it.
Bigfoot isn't even in this part of the country, Teddy.
Exactly. I want to prove them wrong. All those other guys, they thought I was crazy. But I'm 100% this time.
Pete kind of turns and looks back into the office area where he can see that there are several other ranger staff kind of half hiding and giggling and realizing that he's getting absolutely no help from that quarter. Just sighs really deeply.
He kind of gives like this old man puppy eye stare.
All right. I will help you get to your campsite, Teddy, but I have stuff I have to do this weekend.
You don't know how much this means to me.
No bears. You're going to leave the bears alone.
No bears.
Okay, I think scene on that.
I agree completely.
I agree.
Oh my god. So, which relationship do you want to have with each other?
I want to say friends. I don't know about you, Nicole.
I think I can go with friendship. You know, that friendship where you're like, really? Why am I friends with this person?
Why are you friends? Yeah.
So here we are. Sure, I'm good with that.
Okay, so you can write down on each of those sheets that friend and then the other character's name. Okay, so now Dev, you're the killer and get to frame a scene somewhere in the park, and then we get to decide which characters are going to be in it.
Okay. We go from Teddy and Pete as they get into some kind of Jeep, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
To head out towards the campsite.
It's shining. The tires are shiny.
Yeah.
No one has ever eaten inside this vehicle. It is 6 years old and it still has the new car smell.
Of course it does. But I think we kind of go ahead of Teddy and Pete.
Oh yeah, one of those zooming shots over the forest. I love that.
Exactly. Yeah. And maybe after this we see like the symbol for the movie or whatever. Kind of Blair Witch style. But no, we go in and we go to the campground. We see as it's fairly, I think you said it's like the height of summer or the start of summer?
The height of summer, I think I said.
I think because it's hot. I don't think there's as many campers out. But I do think that there are a couple of tents here and there kind of scattered about.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is like one of the kind of designated campgrounds.
Yeah, and there's like a little lake, a little pond or a lake kind of off the trail a little bit that you have to kind of walk around to. I want to say it's like a very thick redwood forest. I think is that this is kind of what kind of forest is. Very thick redwoods kind of.
Mm-hmm.
You can walk like maybe like 10 feet in any direction and it'll get noticeably darker because of how thick it is.
Very cool.
Okay, so this is just a campground with some people on it. There's nothing particularly happening right now. But yeah, Nicole, who do you want to play then?
I will play, let's go with Marcus Cook, the cameraman boyfriend.
Oh, okay. In that case, it probably makes sense for me to play Jennifer DuPont. Do you think? Yeah, I think we should have her in a scene. Otherwise, she might die. We have to. If he's in it, I think she has to be in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this is we're just setting up then, and Jennifer's kind of staring at her script and kind of looking over at the camera and.
Marcus that comes into frame, just staggering under the weight of a bunch of brand new camping equipment, like a shiny tent and shiny, cots and an air mattress and sleeping bags, and most of it is still in the box, never been opened. And he says as he comes in, so sweetie, do we really need all of this?
Well, Pumpkin, we need to show, half of these things are from our sponsors, darling. We have to get them on camera. If we don't show everything, we're not going to get the money.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I thought you said would get to do a little bit of backcountry camping, that it wasn't just going to be content this time.
Well, I have to put something out every day, honey. Don't you understand? I know you wanted to relax, but this is our chance. We're out here right now. We've got to show the true majesty and beauty. But don't worry. We'll get time for that.
Okay. Oh no, it's great, Jennifer. So where should I put these?
Oh, I don't know. You're in charge of that stuff. I'm still checking off this list. I mean, everything. Now we got the binoculars.
Yep, they're right here.
We've got to show them. I should be wearing them. And this just isn't the right background. I think there's too many other people. We need to be off in the middle of nowhere. I mean, how am I going to look authentic in a place like this?
I mean, we could do that backcountry thing, go hike a few hours, find a nice little backcountry site. I got the permits, and he kind of fumbles for his pocket where he presumably has his wallet and starts to lose control of the camping supplies that he's carrying and is desperately trying to bobble them and catch them, but ends up dropping like 3 or 4 things.
Just puts her hands on her hips and just looks at him. Honey, I thought you were in charge of this stuff. Oh my God. Ugh.
Well, I've got the backcountry permits.
Go walking? I mean, in getting a sweat on? I mean, that's not going to look good for my fans, honey. I mean, I'm not sure.
But you're camping.
Can't we just drive up there?
I mean, not in. Maybe we could have with my car, but you wanted to bring the convertible, so I don't think we can. We can't. There aren't any roads, Jennifer.
Why don't you go and hire us a couple of quad bikes?
You can't drive those in national parks because they destroy the ecosystem.
Oh, honey, look. When they see that I'm doing it, they'll be fine with it. I mean, I saw a place just down the road. You could go and pick them up, get them back here, and I'll just do a bit of swimming.
I think at this point you do hear the Jeep coming down the road, and maybe they stop for a second for park ranger to go out and do his job technically.
Oh, we better not let him see any of those things we brought. Some of those things are banned. I mean, just
wait, what?
Yeah. Look. We're doing a good thing for people. We're showing them what you can and cannot use out here, like those automatic firelighers. We're not really supposed to have those. And it'll just cover it up, honey. Just be quick.
We're gonna get in trouble.
I will not get in trouble, honey. You will get in trouble. Sorry, honey. I'm just playing with you.
That's beautiful, and I kind of want to make that scene.
Yeah, I agree. That's perfect.
So
that's perfect.
Are they screwing or are they rivals?
They're definitely screwing.
Yeah,
100%, absolutely.
There's no reason why they would be together other than that at this point. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry.
I love it.
I love
the influencers always end up being horrible.
That's unfortunately that's the stereotype for a reason.
Okay, so we now have one more introduction scene, and what that means is, I didn't realize this because we got so few players, but it means that anyone that isn't in this scene is going and doesn't have a relationship right now is going to die in the first.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Which is great because I'm not like bloodbath at the start. I always like that.
So the scene is maybe an hour later from our last scene, and it is in the back country. There is a rough campsite that is near a river. It's broad and mostly shallow, very rocky bed, bunch of fish, deep in the back country. And there is a rough camp with a campfire in a ring of stones and some kind of sleeping bag kind of setup that is in this campsite.
Okay, so I get to choose the first character. Ooh. Oh man, this is tough.
It really is.
What if I said the character I wanted to play and maybe they'll help inform?
Go for it. If you want to decide first, I'm happy with that.
I was thinking either between Ida Robinson or Valley Summers, and I think I want to play Ida Robinson more.
Okay.
I don't think that requires you to pick Valley, though, Zuki. I think any of the remaining 3 characters would work super well.
Exactly. And I think, oh man, it was like condemning all these cool characters.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be a really interesting one. I'm going to go for Maud Jones.
Nice.
So Chloe Dormond and Ethan Rhodes are both, well, we'll see in the next scene.
Yep. Well, and Valley.
Oh, and Valley.
We hardly knew ye.
Yep.
See, if I picked Valley, I was gonna have that was Marcus's ex, but I think I like Ida Robinson better.
So yeah, I think so. This is in the backcountry, as you say,
Yep.
and there's like a set of tents here. Then I guess with Ida in and Valley,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I think you hear a whistling coming down the trail, and an older lady is kind of walking along with a long walking stick. She's got this huge amount of straggly white hair with a few kind of twigs in it and so forth, and she's moving like slowly but with purpose as she comes along the trail. And then she stops and kind of her eyes go wide at seeing the bright colours of some of these tents that are in the middle of nowhere, effectively. And what is Ida doing? Or
You can see Ida. She has got like this big ass tarantula. She's kind of like holding it, letting it like crawl across her hand, and she's like making notes quietly into like this voice recorder, approximately 6 inches in length and about 2 inches in height. The specimen is quite large for its species. I'm noticing a lot of flora and fauna in here are of unusual veracity and size. And she kind of lets it kind of come off of her hand and kind of crawl off.
Ma'am, I had no idea there'd be someone out this far. Are you lost?
Maud, no, it's Ida, remember?
I don't think we've met before, have we?
It was last year.
Well, this is
The thing with the spoon, the thing with the spoon and the cup, the spoon in the cup, remember?
Look, this ain't a good time. There's a dark time coming. A bad time. You should head back down the hills, miss.
She kind of looks at her watch. It is about to be night soon. You're right.
As Maud is talking, clouds start to pile up in the sky.
Maud, it's not gonna be safe for you. Why don't you come inside the tent? It looks like it's gonna pour down rain.
Oh no, I got my own place back on the trail, and I've put my protections up. I've made sure he ain't gonna get in.
Okay, Maud. Well, just be safe. I'll be safe too. She's like looking up into the sky.
No, you're going to be in trouble. And she starts rummaging through her bag and kind of is pulling out various twigs and bits of twine and things. Maybe I can put something up on your tent, miss. And that'll
Okay, I
help
mean,
you.
yeah. If you want to do that, Maud, that's all right.
I'm sure I've seen you somewhere before.
It was last. Okay.
We ain't got time. We haven't got time. No. And she pulls out, like a strange figurine made of sticks. And you put this in front of your tent. You hear? It should.
Okay, and
should help.
Because she's noticing that Maud's like freaking out. She's gonna like, okay. And to placate her, she's gonna put this little stick man, I'm assuming, kind of in front of her tent, like maybe off to the side of like the door. Like,
yeah, it's kind of like a pyramidal shape with an oak leaf hanging in the middle of it.
Okay, yeah, she'll put it like right by her tent.
Now, I better get back too. But you promise if you make it till tomorrow, you go back down into the valley, okay?
Sure. Yeah, I promise. Just be sure you get home safe, okay?
I don't think you're telling me the whole truth there, miss. But okay. And she kind of looks around and then starts hobbling off and looks back a few times with this look of like slight fear.
And I think that as the camera watches Maud go out of frame again, there is in the distance a very faint howl.
Crackle.
Yes, I love it.
Sorry, that was lightning noises.
Yeah, good times. Good times.
All right, so what should their relationship be?
This sounds like this is a friendly interaction. I don't think Maud is going to be trying to sabotage Ida. So I think friendship is the safest. But we could also go screwing. I mean,
screwing. Oh no.
Appropriate, but yeah.
Yeah.
Look, as a woman of a certain age, I'm just here to say we're still into it.
I don't think you're quite of Maud's age.
Yeah. I would say friends. I'm more comfortable with friends.
Yeah, so you can add that to Ida. Maud is your friend. Okay, so now we go on to the first blood scene. So it's a unique kind of scene where the killer gets to do some killing. So whoever's turn it is to frame the scene will be the killer. So that's me. So now we frame a scene with the remaining characters who have zero relationships. The only thing about this is, like, the three characters are the nomad, the dangerous fugitive, and the assistant to Ida. How are they all going to be in the same scene together? Especially Valley, since she's the assistant. Isn't she supposed to be with... I'm
thinking that set it, in the back country, a decent distance away from the camp, but Valley is trying to head back to camp to bring in data and then runs across people who should not be where they are.
Okay.
Or one person who is and one person who isn't. Like, I think there's a lot of play there.
Yeah. No, I like it. I've got an idea then. So in the gathering darkness, Valley hasn't realized just how quickly it gets dark around here. Mm-hmm. And it is almost getting towards pitch darkness, and she's there, or rather, yeah. And sorry, that's the scene, because obviously I don't get to... Yeah, the other problem is that there's two of you and three characters, but someone's going to pick up two characters, that's all. And this is set at Chloe's Winnebago, so RV that's kind of parked.
Winnebago.
Yeah. I don't know, is that the right word? It is, sort of.
Yeah, so a Winnebago is a brand of RV.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
okay.
You're right. I just thought it was funny.
It's a fun word to say. Come on.
It is a great word. It is amazing. Yeah, and it's parked up. The lights are on, so people that are wandering the area in the dark will see this. So, Dev, who of the three remaining victims or relationshipless victims do you want to play?
I think Valley. I guess I'll play Valley.
Okay, Nicole.
I am jumping on Ethan with a rapidity that is not often seen.
What we'll do is we'll play the scene until one of them dies, and then the player whose character dies will pick up Chloe.
Okay.
So yeah, you come upon each other, both heading towards the same destination, which are the headlights of the RV.
I think I'm feeling like this is like early 2000s. So like there are iPods in early 2000s, right?
Oh my God. Yeah. Yes, they are. They're sizable. They're not small.
Smartphones were around in the early 2000s. I know that much.
I'm not sure if smartphones.
Sort of.
They're not very. They weren't very smart.
Fair enough.
This was the time of flip phones, Dev. I'm very sorry to tell you this.
I was born 2001. I can't.
Oh God.
So cut me a little slack. I'll say like she's listening to music, and she has like her flashlight, so she's like kind of pointing it in the direction of like, in front of her to make sure she doesn't trip.
Wow, she really looks like a horror movie victim at the moment. Listening to headphones in the middle of the wilderness.
Yeah. I was gonna say she's got her blonde hair and a ponytail, and she's wearing like, outdoor clothes.
I think she comes around a bend in the trail, and there's a guy there. He's in his maybe early 30s. pretty muscular. He is not dressed properly for camping. He is wearing a pair of beat up sneakers, some jeans. He's got a tank top with an open shirt over it. He looks tired. He looks filthy. Like this person has been sleeping rough for a couple days.
So just so I understand, I come around a bend. He doesn't make any noise. Does he make any noise?
He's standing in the middle of the trail.
Okay, so he's just standing there.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Kind of looking down at something he's holding in his hands. Yeah, he looks like he's had a rough time of it.
I feel like Valley's immediate response is to pepper spray. Just because random guy in the middle of the woods where she does not think other people are here.
So you pull out pepper spray then, but don't necessarily use it? Or do you just...
I think I hold it out like I'm ready to use it.
He looks up, started. Oh, holy shit! Where did you come from?
I could ask you the same thing. Back up. I'm not afraid to use this.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, I don't know. It's the middle of it's fucking dark as shit. It's raining. You're in the middle of the fucking woods. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know where the fuck I am.
What did we call this place? The
Mountains National Park.
Yeah, Mountains. You're in the backwoods of the Mountains National Park.
Oh, I know that. I'm just saying I don't know how to get to the campground. I got lost like 2 days ago.
On the trail? Do you not see the mile markers?
Look, lady, I don't know what to say. I'm sorry I'm not good at this.
Context clues. Brain, do you use it?
As you're saying this, you hear the sound of something moving through the brush in the darkened area just off the trail.
What was that?
Fuck.
The crunching of leaves and the crunch of branches and twigs.
The fuck was that?
Could
that a
be
bear?
There are bears in the woods. I did hear something about one guy catching a bear. Fuck, this is bad.
If I get closer to you, are you gonna go crazy and spray me?
The bear's more, I don't know, between you and the bear.
All right, lady.
Depends.
Look, just go wherever you want. Don't spray me. I guess I'll find my own way out.
Fine, you can get closer, just don't touch.
Yeah, it seems to stop suddenly. It seemed to be moving towards you, and it sounded quite close. It's kind of stopped now.
Is this normal?
Shit. This is so bad.
There's like a low, sonorous sort of drone starts to echo from both sides of the trail.
What in the fuck is that?
You look better prepared for this shit than I do.
I've been coming to these woods for about 2 years now, and I have never heard a sound like that before.
All right. So, and I think Ethan is looking, he's looking around trying to see if he can see anything in the rapidly gathering gloom. Hello? Is anyone out there?
You get a flash of something white, like flashing by a tree. There's not enough light, but there's enough that you can see this something.
I've got I think Valley has like a pretty heavy duty flashlight, like one of those big boxy ones.
Mm-hmm.
I saw something white. I saw something white go through.
Where?
Over there.
And I point my light in that direction.
You're kind of flashing your light around wildly, and that you can't see anything in the woods. It's just like moving back and forth. Yeah, it's a very powerful light. And then as you kind of point it towards one area, from away in the opposite direction, you hear the sound of like almost a whipping sound, the sound of air moving rapidly. And suddenly this bone spear just slams into Valley's chest and she collapses to the ground dead.
Oh, fuck.
and the light goes wild and starts rolling along the road. There's just the wild movement of light, and now there's just darkness and the smell of blood.
Yeah, I think like the flashlight lands, and then like the blood just kind of covers the ground and covers the flashlight.
Ethan grabs for the shaft of the spear and looks down and says, "Look, lady, I'm real fucking sorry." And he yanks it out of her chest and holds it ready in one hand as he scans the trees and the road.
And the sonorous sound, it's just gone. It's just gone suddenly silent. And there's like a deathly silence over the woods. That there's no bird song, no animal cries now. You notice the difference immediately.
And he takes off running for the faint lights of that he can see in the distance.
Yeah, he's running through the woods, like half tripping over bits of brush and tree stumps and debris as he's heading up towards this thing. And you can see, the lights are there. They're quite bright. There's a large truck there ahead of him.
He drops the spear, does not want to come running into camp carrying a bone spear, but runs in yelling, Hello, is anyone here? I need help. Somebody's hurt real bad.
There's someone sitting in the cab of the truck.
He runs over to the cab and kind of pounds desperately on the driver's side window. Please.
Yeah, as you look inside, your eyes get accustomed to the gloom of the inside. You see there's a woman sitting there, and she is obviously dead, her throat slit. Poor Chloe.
And he looks and goes, oh no. And he turns, and the camera gives a real close, like a tight shot on his face.
And as he turns around, I think there's just a flash of what he sees, which is this extreme close-up of a deer skull, and then the screen goes black.
Beautiful.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Guns on the mantelpiece, we have them.
We go.
We have a potentially magical bone spear and a campsite full of dead people. Love it.
And we now go to Dev to play the killer and frame a scene. It would seem as if the general knowledge about the fact there is a killer around has not quite got out yet.
Mm-hmm.
But in this scene, one of the characters will die. So we're going to play through the scene, and at some point during the scene, Dev, you're going to attack one of the characters with the killer, and then we'll use the cards to determine if they survive or not. And at the start of the scene, once you've chosen characters, we'll get one card plus one per relationship that we have with another character.
Nice.
As our hand to defeat the killer. And the only other thing is, when you do the attack, you'll draw the top card of the deck, and we have to beat that.
Oh no, my luck with card drawing is so bad.
So it's aces high, red beats black, pointy beats non-pointy in that one.
Okay. I love that.
It.
So yeah.
So if you have a diamond and I get clubs,
diamonds win.
Yeah. Okay.
So the highest card in the game is the ace of diamonds, obviously. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay, so I set a scene, right?
Yep, that's it. And we choose the characters.
I think the backcountry. I kind of want to do a scene with the Jeep.
Okay, but you don't get to choose the characters here, so...
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, what do I do?
And also remember that...
Maybe...
one of the characters in the scene as well. It's one of the weird things about playing this with 3 players.
Right, yeah.
Only 2 enter, 1 leaves.
Mm-hmm.
I think we go into the backcountry, and I think we go from kind of between where Ethan and them were killed and where Ida was talking to Maud. We kind of go to this area where there are like these cabins. They are mostly seasonal though. They're not really supposed to be lived in, but sometimes there are some folks who kind of live in these small little cabins in the woods.
So are they dilapidated or are they maintained?
I would say they're barely maintained. They're kind of like they're kept up just enough to like not be unlivable in. You know what I mean?
I'm getting a strong trail shelter on the Appalachian Trail kind of vibe from this.
Yeah. Like if you were to go.
It's a roof over your head when it's really stormy, but it's not a place that you like go live.
Yeah.
All right. I am going to pick Maud Jones as my character for this scene.
Okay. Oh, maybe she lives in the cabins.
Oh gosh. Mizuki, can you hear my cat in the background?
I couldn't.
Yes, but it's charming as hell.
Okay, hold on. I gotta.
Cats are great. Do not deny people cats. That is cruel.
Yeah, no, but he'll keep crying if I don't do something about it. Okay, he stopped. Sorry. Nope, never mind. Oh, what do you want, baby?
Yeah, I think to give a bit of consistency, I'm going to choose Ida.
All right.
Okay, so we now can draw 2 cards each from the deck.
All right.
All right, and we're friends, so we can defend each other.
Yes.
Not that will probably help us, but we'll see. So, okay, I think maybe Maud's cabin, is it one of these cabins here, or are we just turning up here?
So I think that there is the kind of small trail to the shelters. But if you go around the shelters, there is another, even smaller trail path that Ida knows to go down, because that is where Maud Jones has her little, completely not legal cottage in the depths of the forest.
Okay, but this is taking place here, so maybe Maud is out looking around and doing something here.
Yep.
Ida is looking quite worried, and she's got a walkie-talkie, one of those in her hand, and she's kind of talking into it. And Valley, can you hear me?
Oh, Ida, it's a bad night. You need to be inside. We all need to be inside.
My assistant. Do you remember Valley? Maybe you don't remember her, but she.
No, I remember her. She's a little tetchy.
Well, she's missing. She was supposed to come back. It's way beyond when she should have returned. I think she's lost out here somewhere.
Ida, I'm gonna give you a bit of advice. You need to take care of yourself right now, because I've heard the dogs lately.
You said something about him that we need. Is there someone else around here? A friend of yours?
Oh no, not a friend. No.
I think as you say that, Maud, one of your little wards, your little figurines. I'm imagining like little figurines kind of hanging, a very Blair Witch style, I know, but like little figurines hanging from little strings, kind of along this smaller little trail path.
I'm here for it. I think Maud points to one of them, and as the camera focuses on it, we see the rope, the string that's tying the sticks that make up the little figure together. We see one of them just kind of like the string gives up and the sticks kind of tumble to the ground, and Maud shakes her head and says, "We got to get to my place now. We're in trouble."
I think Ida just looks at that and goes, "No, we have to contact Mr. West, the ranger. We need to put out a search party, I think. I don't know. It's just, I'm really worried for her. I've got a really bad feeling."
Ida, he's hunting tonight. If you don't get behind wards, you're not going to make it through the night.
Who? There's someone around here?
Him.
Maud, you see in the middle of the path, it looks like it's been there for a little bit, maybe before the storm started, but you see a little figurine with your hair, like long hair, wearing like a crudely made, like from leaf, like shirt or dress or something.
Ida, we've got to get behind wards. He showed up after you left at the end of summer last year.
Okay, maybe I'm just overthinking this, but yeah, why don't we go and have a cup of tea back at your place, and I'll try and think this through.
So we should start heading that way. Absolutely.
Okay. Valley's such a sweet girl. I brought her out here. I probably shouldn't have. She's a bit inexperienced.
Well, if she's going to do what you do, she's got to get her experience somehow.
Yeah, but I shouldn't have sent her out on her own. She's not really used to this kind of area. It's a lot wilder than we usually work in. And we're kind of continuing along the trail as we talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, lightning flashes, and eventually you guys reach the little hovel that is Maud Jones. I'm assuming it's like it is shittier than even the little trail houses.
That's interesting. I was seeing it as kind of cozy.
Cozy? Okay, like cottage core?
Not cottagecore. Definitely not cottagecore.
Gotcha.
This is a stoutly made, but inexpertly survival, like the house of someone who lives off the land.
Gotcha.
So
okay, yeah.
there's like a little
log cabin.
Little kitchen garden.
Maybe. Yeah.
Kind of
that's cute.
Rough boards, chinking moss and mud between to fill up any gaps that there are in the logs. A little stone fireplace, Riverstone's fireplace that has been put together, not well, but functionally.
If I wasn't so afraid of going missing in the national parks, I would love to be in a place like that.
I think Ida looks somewhat reassured seeing this, and the fact that it's still well maintained and Maud is clearly still doing okay.
Are there glass windows?
No. The windows are actually very, very tightly stretched, very thin leather, like the kind of skin that you use for drums. It's translucent, but not transparent. So holes are cut in the wall, and those are stretched tightly across.
And I think it's obviously covered in these charms as well.
Oh, so there are charms hanging from every tree. The house itself has elaborate glyphs that have been painted around each of the window holes and the door, around the lintel of the door. These complex symbols have been painted, and the biggest one is on the door is one of those Pennsylvania Dutch hex, like anti-hex symbols that you see painted on barns on the East Coast. But that's just like the entire front door is a complex anti-hex symbol.
Gee, you've really gone for it with the decorations this year. Is it some kind of festival?
No, Ida, it's because of the horned one.
She looks concerned and internally obviously is thinking it doesn't really believe what you're saying, but yeah.
I think you guys are talking and the tea is boiling. I want to say she has a kettle.
Yeah. Sure.
I think one of the ones that has the scream, the whistle on it.
Yeah.
It hangs from a hook on like an arm that you can swing in and out of the fire because there's no stove inside. There's the fireplace, there's the table, there's a couple of chairs. It's very cozy, but this is the house of someone who lives pre-industrial revolution. There's no gas, there's no coal, there's no electricity. This is someone who just lives off of the land.
Maud, do you still see that family of wildcats that were here last year? Are they all still in the area?
He got them.
Who? Got them? You mean hunters?
Damn. Ida, I keep telling you, the horned one.
And as you say that, tap, tap, tap on your door.
Oh,
tap.
Valley?
No.
Valley, is that you?
No, Ida, do not open that door.
Don't open it.
Do not open that door. That is the only thing keeping us safe.
Tap, tap, tap.
Go on with you. We're safe in here, and you can't get in, and you know it. We are not coming out there.
Can I make a suggestion here that maybe Valley's voice comes through the door?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, let me in.
Oh, thank goodness you're there. And I rush to the door.
No. And Maud does not manage to get up in time.
I'm so cold.
Yeah, I think, this is obviously I'm going to get attacked now. So let's find out. And obviously, depending on what happens, we'll get to narrate the outcome. You turn over the top card. Yeah. And so, actually, what you do first is say, are you attacking me or attacking all of them?
I am attacking you specifically.
Right. Okay. So the Jack of Spades is drawn.
That's pretty good.
Queen of Spades.
Oh, damn it.
About
Very nice.
So I do open the door, though. What do I see and what happens?
We mentioned before that this deer skull. I think we see it is larger than the door itself, I think. But it's hunched. I think the body is kind of very thin, but made of muscle. So you can see every...
How about if we just get a glimpse of it and then Maud slams the door shut and kind of puts something over it to stop it? That's what saves me.
I love that.
We see maybe like it tries to push the door open, but we can see its fingers have extra joints as it tries to like push the door back open, but you close it in time.
There's someone out there in costume. What the hell?
I think you see like maybe a brush of like some kind of deer coat and this skull, kind of like a cowl, and maybe these fingers. And I think,
oh no, I've got an even better idea. That's what the audience sees, right? But Maud is shouting to me to go, don't open it, and I kind of turn and look at it, so I don't see what's out there, right? And then she slams the door closed. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
she's out there. She needs help.
Did you see that hand? Did that belong to Valley?
I didn't see anything out there. Valley, are you still there?
Oh, little moth.
What?
Little moth. It has been too long.
What's that?
That's him. That's the one.
Who the hell?
There. So he showed up right before the first frost. And he came into these woods and he made a camp. And that night, he did something. I found the campsite, killed a deer, he's wearing its skin, he's wearing its head, and he's summoning something.
He's got Valley. I heard Valley. Just an out of character thing first. We keep playing the scene till someone dies. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't attack the same person twice, but you could attack all of us. That's okay. If you want to attack both of us at the same time. But yeah.
Okay. Little moth, let me in.
Not
Valley?
by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Ida, listen to me. We are in danger because that man or creature...
But Valley's out there. Valley, can you hear me?
Girl, he is speaking with her voice. She is dead.
I can't. No, this isn't happening.
He's been killing the things around here, and the things he doesn't kill, he takes, and then they work for him. Those wildcats, I saw them tear apart a wolf that wouldn't do what he said. Only way to stay safe is to stay inside protections. You open this door, you're gonna let those protections open.
I can't. Look, Valley's in trouble. Whatever's happening here, whoever's terrorizing this place, we need to talk to the Rangers. You've not got a phone, have you? Okay.
No.
I think something like tears through the window, and you see it's like a bird that kind of like flops in, hits the wall, and like instantly dies. And then you see more bird. It's just one, and then you see just a bunch just come in here, just a full swarm just swirling around.
This sounds like we're both being attacked.
Yeah.
Okay, so draw a card.
Oh my gosh, my luck is so bad. Oh God, again?
Okay, so we both have to beat this. I've only got the 4 of balls left.
Oh,
okay.
Well,
Draw bad. Damn it.
sorry, Ida. I did like you.
I know. So I think Ida, she is kind of consumed, I guess. I mean, you get to narrate it, actually. Yeah.
Ripped apart. It is like being inside a blender, but but the blender is all around you because these little, and it's what's worse is that they're not birds that have they're not like predator birds. They're like sparrows and stuff, but it is enough that this swarm is able to like tear you to pieces.
And I think there is just blood spraying over the walls from this whirlwind in the middle and over. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think
Maud doing. Yeah.
So I think that Maud, as the birds come through the window, she curses, says, "Should have put up the shutters." And as the birds are swarming around, Maud backs off and grabs for a bag and her staff, her stick, walking stick, from the next door. And knowing that the cabin protections are now fucked, she actually takes off to try and make it back to the campground, because otherwise she knows she's screwed.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, scene.
All right. So I think that the next scene, it's my turn to be killer, correct? Or is it yours?
It's yours, yeah.
All right.
Yours.
So the scene is the campground that's, it's not backcountry, but where we previously saw Jennifer and Marcus.
Mm-hmm.
And the unlike around where Maud's cabin was, the evening is a little overcast. You can't see that sparkling sweep of the Milky Way that you normally can, but it's not raining. It's not particularly windy. It's a hot, humid, still summer night. And you can hear the frogs screaming in the lake, and people are kind of, there's not a lot of people. It's high summer, but yeah, I don't know. There've been a lot of disappearances that have happened recently, a lot of dead animals being found, and people are a little spooked by Mountains National Park right now. So we get to see, yep. We get to see the that drone shot come, from the forest, over the forest, and then zoom down into the campsite itself.
Okay, so I'm going to choose Marcus Cook, I think, as my character.
Oh, damn.
That doesn't mean it has to be Jennifer.
Yeah,
I know,
we left them.
Yeah.
We did say that I believe from what we last pointed out is Marcus is going to get blamed for all the illegal stuff we brought. So I think the only logical conclusion is that I have to play Mr. West.
Ranger West.
Ranger West. Go. All right, young man.
Okay. Well, sir, I can explain the fireworks. You see, it's my partner's birthday soon.
That's another fine. Okay.
Well,
you're up to 1,000.
We had to buy them so we can take them back for her birthday. We're not planning to use them here, sir. We just yeah. I mean, surely you can overlook this. I mean, we have to stay, sir. We have to stay. I can pay any fines that might need to be paid, though.
A cold wind picks up and blows the papers on Ranger West's clipboard up out of his.
Oh no, it's a notebook. It's like a flipable. Yeah, not a clipboard. He would never bring his clipboard into nature.
That's true. So
this paper's all biodegradable.
The wind ruffles the pages and sends the book actually kind of flying out of his hands.
Damn it.
In fact, sir, I think there may be a storm coming, perhaps. Maybe I should get back to my... Can this be sorted out in some way, sir, without us having to leave the campground? Because it's very important.
Just
that we
give me all the stuff that you got, all the stuff that I've already... Damn it, my notebook. Where is it? Just put it in the back of the Jeep, and we'll deal with it later.
Yeah, the petrochemicals are required for my film developing, sir. That's what they're for.
All in the back.
There is the sound of what sounds like farther off in the woods, raindrops, or at least things, falling and hitting the trees, the leaves and the branches of the trees. If you've ever been underneath a tree like a redwood when it rains, it takes a while for the rain to actually make it through and get down to you.
Yeah.
So it sounds like there's maybe rain is beginning to start. A rain band is starting to come towards the campsite.
I think Ranger West, not Officer West. Ranger West is going to pull out a whistle. He's going to start whistling to get people's attention. So, all right, folks, it's time to go. And here's his radio, his walkie-talkie go off. Although it's starting to get a little staticky. He's like, "Okay, apparently there's a severe storm warning. Come on, time to go."
Really, a severe storm. My girlfriend's out in the woods. She's doing some filming. She was going to do some meditation on camera.
Yeah. Okay. I think my friend. Yeah, and I think. Oh my gosh, where's Mr. Jerkins?
Something falls out of the sky and lands on Ranger West's hat. And what Ranger West can't see, but the camera and Marcus Cook can, is that it's not a raindrop. It's a sparrow.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
And it's dead.
Sir, there's a dead bird on your hat, sir.
Oh, geez, damn it! And he takes this quickly, kind of like very disrespectfully, kind of flings the bird off his hat. He's like checking for blood on his hat.
Oh, there is blood on the hat.
Damn it!
What's more disturbing is that you realize as more small birds fall out of the sky around you that wasn't rain you were hearing.
What the fuck?
All right, I'm just like, oh my God. I'm going to start live streaming this. I can't believe Jenny's not here. Oh, right, okay. This is Marcus. Hey guys, can you see what's happening here? This is just, I've never seen anything like it. This ranger, and I'll kind of bring Pete into the picture. There's dead birds flying down out of the sky. I've heard about this kind of thing, but I've never seen it for myself. What do you think, Ranger?
Where the fuck is Teddy? And he runs off.
So the scariest thing of all, there is no internet.
God damn it. And yeah, he's going to run after the Ranger. You said there was full Wi-Fi coverage.
So as you run into the forest, you run into 3 coyotes, and they are standing and they are looking at Ranger West. And their eyes, they don't have eyes anymore. It looks like they have been put out, just torn out of their heads.
Shit.
But they cock their heads and stare at you with the bloody sockets. And then they leave.
Okay.
So I'm trying to kill both of you.
Okay.
Nice. So I'm filming this.
All right, draw your cards.
Yeah. So
great.
I don't think we've established a relationship with each other, so we can't add a new relationship. Yeah. So I've drawn. Oh wow. Okay.
And then I have mine, so I'm going to flip it. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo.
Oh my
King
God.
of Hearts for the killer.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm screwed. I have a King of Clubs as my maximum card.
Oh. Aha!
Ace of Spades is, I can't remember if that beats.
Ace is high, yeah.
It's a pointy motherfucker.
So, yep, aces is, so the coyotes kind of turn and focus on Marcus.
Just look at this. What is this, Ranger? Is this some kind of disease?
And they leap. And it's like watching wolves take down a buffalo. Coyotes, not normally that kind of predator. They prefer smaller things than something that is big enough to murder them as handily as a bison or a human. But they lunge and they begin by tearing the hamstrings of Marcus Cook. They attack the back. There's 3 in the front,
Right.
but what really gets Marcus is the 4 that come out of the forest behind him.
I think there's like a scene, there's like a moment where like the camera is like, it's like in between as like the flesh begins to rip apart, and you just see West in the background just in shock and horrified.
I think we should see it from the mobile phone's point of view. Yeah, like
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
blood over it, and it's just focused on the ranger and his horrified look of fear.
Yep. And then there's some not quite like showers of gore, but not far off from it. You get a tasteful blood spatter across the camera that happens like 3 or 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
And just the sound of screaming and the wet sounds of crunching.
Oh my God.
Sweet Mother Mary of Joseph.
And the screen goes black.
Yes. Cut to next scene. There is an extra rule to do with characters that survive scenes get to redraw one of their cards for each scene they've survived.
Oh, nice.
You can play that. Yeah. So this is going to take place, I think, in the middle of the woods. And it's basically, this is now kind of mid-morning. And we are, it's basically a clearing. And there's like the remains of what looks like a fire here, and a pillar at the center of it, which is completely burned up and scorched. And there are, like, among the wreckage of the fire, there's the remains of some of the charms and trinkets that Maud had hung around a house, but they've been thrown into the fire. And this is, whoever's here has kind of come across this while going to the woods, either running in panic or whatever they may be doing at the time.
And Dev, choose your character.
This is hard. I want to say Teddy Jerkins.
Go for it.
Yeah, we see like Teddy Jerkins. He's got like a GoPro on his head. He is covered in like what looks like equipment that he not probably supposed to bring. He's like full vested out right now. And he turns it on to like look at like this. You said there's like a fire, there's
the remains of what was a fire. Yeah, it's still smoldering, maybe.
Yeah.
With a pillar at the center of it and mixed debris, I think could be the best description.
He kind of like is like looking at this, maybe a little curious as to why someone would start a fire in the middle of the woods like this.
Well, let's not start the scene yet. Let's have the other character.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And despite me looking forward to playing Jennifer, I feel like a bloody Pete West is going to be much more fun in this scene.
Yes, my old friend Pete West.
So let's do this at the start of the scene. Draw 2 cards each, and Ted and Pete, you get, if you don't like one of your cards, you can choose a different one, but you have to take the second one.
Okay. I'm going to grab a 3rd card. Oh, God.
Okay, you have to get rid of one of the other ones.
Yep. I'm putting one back.
Okay, so what is Pete doing?
So Pete comes running into the clearing. He is no longer perfectly turned out. His boots, they are muddy. His pants, he is spattered in gore. His face, his hat, his shirt, like he looks like he was in the splash zone at a gore concert, and he comes running in. Just, Teddy, we have to get out of here. Teddy, we've got to go.
Pete, Jesus Christ, you look like you're in the splash zone for Jaws. Are you all right, man?
No, I am not. I just saw eyeless coyotes kill a guy, and we need to get out of here.
Eyeless coyote? What are you talking about? But like, I'm obviously going with them because he's covered in blood. I think he's in shock. So I'm like, okay, yeah, let's get out of here. Yeah, okay, yeah, we can.
Be careful. The birds. There might be birds. If birds start dropping out of the sky, we need to get away.
Okay. Oh, okay. Damn.
I think you hear the sound of like a horn, a huntsman's type horn, like echoes from behind, from where Pete ran from.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Teddy, we've got to find the Jeep. We've got to find the Jeep and get out of here.
Well, the Jeep's
We've got to get like
at the
National
campground.
Guard or something. Oh, we cannot go back there
Okay, we can't go back there. Well, why? What's going on?
because of him. There's a guy. There's a guy wearing a deer skull, and he is commanding eyeless coyotes or something, and the dead birds fell out of the trees, and I am covered in blood. I am covered in blood, Teddy.
Okay, Pete, relax. Honestly.
Bone spear slams into the ground a few feet away from you.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, yeah, we're running.
Yep, Pete screams wholeheartedly, grabs Teddy's hand, and begins to drag him down a game trail in the forest.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are running along this game trail away from where this fire was. Who's taking the lead?
I think Pete is trying to.
I think I'm like,
Yeah.
I think this is bad, but I think Teddy is trying to like get a look at whatever is throwing these bone spears at him.
Yeah, so he's kind of lagging behind a bit. Pete, as you run forward, your foot hits what seems like a vine, and this huge piece of wood with spikes swings towards you.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Not Pete.
You've got an 8 of clubs.
Come on. You got some. You're being real quiet, Nicole.
I've got some really appalling news.
Oh no. No.
Teddy, you are a friend of Pete. Do you have a card that beats an 8 of clubs?
I do. I think I do.
You do?
I do.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
How does Teddy save Pete?
Pete, yeah.
I think like I take a moment to like, make sure I'm not like falling. And my character is a cryptozoologist, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have a background in like, I would say he has a background in like survival.
Good times.
And like hunting and tracking and that kind of stuff. So I think I recognize like there's a trap in front of Pete, and I think I tackle him to the ground.
Beautiful.
And we kind of roll around into like some undergrowth, or that could not happen.
Yeah, so you slam into the ground. This thing whooshes over both your heads and kind of embeds itself in a tree opposite.
Okay, so that was terrifying. Okay, and like make sure you're all right. I mean, you're covered in blood, but he kisses you on the hand. It's like, okay, we gotta stay focused.
You saved me.
I know. Hey, and we're friends. Okay.
And then
the sound of the horn echoes again through the woodland, and now you can hear something rushing through the underbrush behind you.
I think that Pete scrambles to his feet and puts a hand down to hoist Teddy up so that they can keep running.
Yep.
You said that Teddy kissed Pete on the head?
Yeah.
Earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, then I think that, he pulls Teddy to his feet, and then the camera pauses on them for a moment, and then Pete pulls Teddy into his body and kisses him.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Teddy's like, okay. All right, buddy. Okay.
I never had the courage.
We need to talk about this later.
I never had the courage to tell you, but if I'm going to die, I want it to be true.
Okay, okay. This, oh God. Okay, we got to talk about this. We'll talk about this later. Okay? We got to go.
And they run.
I love it.
Pete's like, don't get me wrong. Pete's like having this great moment. We're having this moment, but it's the wrong time.
Oh no, I'm gonna milk this. So you rush forward, and there is there's like a hollow under a tree stump, like a massive fallen tree, and there's like a hollow you could jump into and be alone for a moment.
Oh hell yeah!
As this thundering sound of hooves is coming from behind you.
Yep. There, under the tree.
Quieter. Okay, come on.
Okay, you dive into
Jesus Christ.
the strangely warm, loamy bit, and you see like 5 or 6 stags are just and deer are just running, and they jump over the log that you're hiding under and thunder off into the distance.
Fuck, this is so bad.
The camera is in tight on their faces as you hear the stags leap overhead and you hear the thundering of hooves. And Pete just takes Teddy's hand and looks him deeply in the eyes and says,
we're just squeezing each other's hand.
The year where I couldn't see you was the longest year of my life.
Oh,
Teddy's like, I think Teddy's just like holding Pete's hand up to his forehead. I'm just like, Jesus Christ. And yeah, shit. Shit, this is bad.
I think, as you acknowledge each other's love, that's the point that you put your hand down and feel a snake bite.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I have to. It's my job.
Son of a...
I only get a 5 of diamonds, though.
So that's coming for me, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I'm afraid it has to be.
Well, guess what? I've got a not great... it's a good card.
I think, maybe it bites towards you, but you're wearing like thick gloves in your mouth to bring it in the way.
I think I see the snake and I just kind of just bop it on the head.
Yeah. But there are snakes crawling out of everywhere now.
I think Pete scrambles out from under the log and reaches back and grabs for Teddy's hand to haul him out so that they can begin running again.
And I'm being covered with snakes, and I'm assuming
that's the point that you both pull yourself out and manage to get up to the top, and that's where you see this huge stag-headed man holding a bone great axe is standing above the and he swings the axe towards both of you. So this is an interesting rule, right? Not if you're attacking everyone, not everyone in the scene can die. So you now get to choose because one of you only has one card.
I have a question.
Yes.
Or have we just added a second relationship to these characters? Are they now screwing instead of friendship?
It's instead of you can't have more than one relationship with the same. Yes, but you are screwing now. Yes.
Yep.
Not that helps you very much. But yes, I'm going to reveal this card. If you can beat it, even if you can't beat it, only one.
The thing is, I don't have any cards left.
Exactly. So either Pete has to choose to save you or himself in this scene, because whoever doesn't have a card now will be the one that dies.
Well, so doesn't have a card or doesn't have a successful card?
Even if it's a failure, you can't kill everyone in the scene. So
all right. It
is.
I don't have a card, so I die.
Well, are you playing this for Teddy, or are you playing it for yourself?
Pete is playing it for Teddy.
Oh, so
wait, no. No, you can't. We can't be a stereotype.
Congratulations. As a present to begin our relationship, I've gotten you trauma.
So I think this is what happens is the axe come down and it looks as if they're going to both be hit, but then we suddenly cut to Pete holding onto the haft of the axe, holding it back and looking over at Teddy and telling him, well, I don't know what happens.
So I think the axe is coming down and Pete dives into the slams into the huge stag-headed dude and just starts trying to grab at the axe and starting to punch at him. And he makes eye contact with Teddy and says, I love you. Now run.
And he's like, no, Pete. And but I guess he runs away.
I think that there's a messy death. I think that as as Teddy is
running
going,
away.
No, I don't want to. He just sees. Well, narrate.
What does
the killer do after he got shoved?
I think, you're kind of scrambling together, and he turns back. I think, do you turn back or do you not look?
I think it's in Teddy's nature to be curious and look back, even if it's a horrible situation.
Yeah, so you run for a bit and you turn around and you hear a scream and you look back, and this creature, which must be over 7 or 8 foot tall, is holding Pete up by the neck and just slams him down into the protruding branches of the tree and impale him on it.
Oh, the Foley work is exceptional.
Lots of melons have suffered for this sound effect.
Exactly.
I can't believe, Nicole, you would make us a stereotype. This is all your fault.
Great. That was such pathos. I love it.
So now it's Dev's turn.
Yeah, it's my turn.
So this is the penultimate scene, because when you're down to only as many players as there are characters, that's when the final scene happens. So Dev, you get to do the penultimate scene. Nicole will be doing the final scene.
Okay.
Still not seeing Jennifer.
Yep.
I think Jennifer has just gotten lost. So to set the scene, I'm going to say it is to make like a mental map of where we are. From between Maud's cabin and Ida's camp and, the campgrounds. I'm going to say in like that general area, like around where Ida's campground was.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, that's kind of where it is. So like, you're still kind of deep in the backcountry. It's now, what time did we say it was? I think someone said midday.
Yeah.
I want to say it's now like nighttime. I feel like.
Oh, we've moved on quite a ways. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe like evening.
So like it feels like it's twilight.
Yeah.
How dark it is now. It is raining even harder than it was before.
So what is it raining water or dead birds or blood or?
It's raining regular rain.
All right, good time.
But it is so bad that you can barely see like 5 feet in front of you.
All right. So I am going to introduce the wet, bedraggled, extremely upset Jennifer DuPont.
Yeah.
Her hair is a disaster. Her clothes are a disaster. Her brand new hiking boots have given her blisters.
Her relationship, a disaster.
Oh, man, this is tough. I'm going to play Maud, I think.
I think that's appropriate.
Okay, so let's draw cards. I'll recall. Okay, and...
All right, let me draw mine.
Get to draw 2 cards.
My luck has been so bad with these cards.
Yeah. I'm not going to use my mulligan. I'll just keep what I got.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think... So we're just in the woods. It's raining.
Yeah.
I think maybe in this case, Jennifer comes across a sort of a canvas tent. No, actually, no, it's going to be a lean-to made of twigs. And it is,
nice.
Again, surrounded by these strange... Yeah, which you may not notice it in the twilight and the rain, but yeah, these charms are all over it. But I think they're kind of obvious because there are like white feathers and animal skulls this time among the charms. It looks pretty creepy.
Some stronger charms.
And there's like a light of maybe a lantern, an oil lantern coming from underneath it.
I think Jennifer kind of stumbles into the clearing and just sighs and relief. Says, "Oh my God, you cannot believe how long I've been looking for anybody. Hello, who's here?"
Come in quickly. Come in. We have to be quick.
What? Why? Like, we're in nature. We're in nature's time. We don't need to rush.
I think Jennifer DuPont feels hot breath against her neck And from Maud's perspective, we just see, even though this thing is close, like, almost directly in front of Maud, we see it's still kind of like this shadowy-esque figure, but you can see the antler skull and the deer pelt.
He's here! He's here! And she just grabs Jennifer and like tries to yank her inside under the twigs.
It's going to raise its arm that has a couple of more elbows than it should have, and just swipe down towards both of them.
Oh,
wow! We're just getting right to it. Let's do it.
Straight into it. Okay, let's draw a card.
Okay. Oh my god! And I swear to God, if I don't get a good card, God damn it! That's a dud. Son of a bitch.
Oh.
So yeah, I think Maud does just pull her right inside the thing, and sort of just drags her across the bracken that's at the bottom and just covers her in dirt.
Yeah.
And she's like, "He's here! He's here!"
You hear this thing. You can hear like the creature kind of grunt in pain, and you can hear its arm snapping against the charms, being repelled this time successfully, kind of by these charms.
Oh my God! Who are you? Who is that? What is that? What the fuck is going on?
And she turns off the lantern immediately, and it's just, we're plunged into darkness. She pulls down a sheet, and we're just in this kind of cocoon darkness now, listening to the sound of the rain hammering down on the outside, and whatever this thing is.
I think you hear frogs. Do you hear a frog croaking? And then you hear another frog croak. And you hear a splat as a frog lands in the brackish water. Another splat and splat and splat, and then croak, croak, croak. It sounds like there are 100 frogs in here, and we can feel them.
I had no idea
crawling.
Powerful. He's
crawling up.
Is it raining frogs?
I want to say, so I can only attack one of you now, right? Because I've attacked both of you.
Both of us again. Yeah, if you want to keep attacking both of us, that's also valid.
I think I'm going to go for Jennifer DuPont.
Okay. So how does it manifest?
It basically, these frogs are going to try and crawl into her mouth.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's a horrible way to go out.
And God damn it. How do I keep drawing the same? That's a 5 of diamonds, so...
8 of hearts.
God damn it.
Okay, so I think that we can see maybe that they're trying to get in to this hidey hole, but they almost come up against a barrier maybe. Or how does it look? How does it?
I think it's like there are like a bunch of just frogs squirming against this entryway. They're just trying to get in.
I think Jennifer has pulled her boot off, and is just whacking at the frogs as hard as she can and screaming the entire time.
Yeah.
That's it, dear. That's it. He's found us.
Who?
He's found us. We have to find a way.
Who? Smack. R. Smack. You. Smack.
And then what do? I don't know what to do.
Well, you have to attack Maud.
You could just have something crush the entire thing.
Yeah, damn it. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll try and you can hear some the thing being he's pushing on top of it. Trying to push it. Maybe try to dislodge some of these wardings.
I'm sorry. I've got a jack of diamonds. This is your 3 of diamonds. Oh. So, yeah, but I think, maybe that this thing does collapse and the charms are kind of spilled everywhere. And I'm just like, it doesn't matter who I am. We just got to run. We got to run.
And I think as Jennifer tries to stagger to her feet, she starts to run, but then she steps on a rock with her one foot that doesn't have a shoe on it. And she staggers and falls down. I
think Maud's barely able to get out as this thing crushes her like a car compactor. Crushes Jennifer, right? Because Jennifer's out of cards.
Jennifer is out of cards.
So is it? So what crushes it? Is it the creature? Is it grown larger, or is it something else?
I think this creature and like there's a bear pushing on top of it as well.
Mm-hmm.
That are both. They're both, and
Is it an eyeless bear?
yeah,
Nice.
the frogs were eyeless too. I apologize. I should have mentioned that.
Good times.
Yeah, I think, Maud just runs blindly into the rain, still holding on to this one charm that she's got around her neck to try and protect her, and disappears into the darkness away from that scene of horror.
Oh, Jennifer, we finally knew you. We barely knew you.
And I think there's like an eyeless frog kind of on her hand. Her hand that's not crushed. Her arm that's not crushed. Ribbit,
Right.
ribbit.
Okay, so we're down to the final scene.
Here we are. So I think the scene that is being set is not far from the scene of horror and gore and frogs. I think that this next scene is going to take place on the trail that is where we first saw Maud talking to Ida.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
How appropriate.
I'm going to choose first, since I'm next. I'm going to choose Maud, because I think you play Teddy way too well.
I know. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Yeah, no, I'll play Teddy.
Maud and Teddy.
I have to admit, I'm kind of rooting for Maud.
I have to admit, I'm rooting for Teddy. I won't lie.
There we go. We will truly let the cards decide.
Ooh, man, I've got two very
That's some
middling
pretty good cards.
I'm going to dump one and pick another one. Oh, that's better. Okay.
All right. So we are in the portion of free roleplay. Have at.
I think we literally run into each other.
Yeah, I think so. I think she's... So is it still raining? Is it still the same approximate time?
Yeah. Still raining. Still the same approximate time. The blood is still fresh on all of your clothes.
Yeah.
Still squishy.
Oh, barely. I have barely enough blood. Yeah. Speak to us. Yeah. No, he's wow. Okay. Well. Okay. Shit.
So we're back at the place where the first scene happened. So are we next to Ida's tent then?
We are back at the
Okay.
camp at Ida's campsite, which
Yeah.
looks disturbingly normal.
I think we need to get inside somewhere that he can't see us. I might be able to... I don't know. How do we defeat something like this? I just don't even know.
I don't know.
And she jumps inside the tent, trying to drag Teddy in.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going in the tent. I'm just like, I have my fingers to my lips, and we're just waiting.
I remember you. You're the crazy guy that was looking for monsters, right?
Okay, crazy. Am I really crazy if there's a serial killer out there?
This ain't no normal serial killer. This is something. Yeah. I mean, I don't believe in that Bigfoot stuff, but he's real. He came after you left last year. Did you do anything while you were here that year? I mean, anything that could have attracted him? Because as soon as you left, that's when he appeared.
No, I mean, the bear was not my fault. I thought it was Bigfoot. I thought it was, a very large dude.
You killed that bear?
No. It just choked on the net.
As Teddy is talking, it becomes a voiceover, and we see the theme of last year when Teddy threw a net at the bear. And as Teddy explains how it was a bear that looked like a guy, and maybe it was Bigfoot and it choked. You see that the bear, it's a big old grizzly bear, like not a little black bear, but like a big old grizzly bear. And
which is unusual for the Mountains National Park.
It is unusual for mountains.
Yeah.
And the net gets flung over the bear, and as it does, one of the weighted edges of the net kind of flips around and strikes the bear in the face, and you see one of its eyes kind of rupture and send a spill of vitreous humor sliding from the eye socket. And as it does, it slowly turns black, streaking down the fur of the bear. And then the other eye just explodes outward, and the black streaks down the fur on the other side.
In retrospect, I should have noticed something was off.
You should have. You should have. And as the bear runs away, you can see a seam start to split down the bear's spine, and there's naked human flesh that is almost seems to be emerging from the back of the bear. And then it cuts back to the tent as Teddy finishes his explanation as to why this is definitely not his fault.
Definitely not my fault.
It was after you. He's here for you.
No.
That's what all this killing was for.
No, because that would mean that Pete's death is my fault, and I really can't handle that right now. And you see Teddy's
Ranger Pete.
And a bone spear tip stabs into the canvas of the tent and tears downward.
Oh,
and
fuck.
The horned one is there. Let's go ahead and draw cards. The horned one is attempting to kill Teddy.
Fair enough.
All right. So draw a card.
Okay. Draw a card, Nicole.
Sorry. Yeah. Nicole.
All right. Have you two both drawn?
We've already, yeah.
All right. Here we go.
I've already drawn.
Ooh. Jack of clubs.
Shit.
Well, we don't have a relationship either, do we? I should have built one. If I was going to build a relationship with you right now, I would have built rivals.
True enough.
I only got this card.
All right.
Okay. So I think.
So go ahead.
No, I think she sees that he's been stabbed and just puts her hands up and is like, take his blood as penance. Leave the rest of the park alone, please.
I feel like my character has a grenade. I want my character to have a grenade, damn it.
Okay. I want you to explain to me why, how, and where Teddy got a grenade.
Well, I think Teddy is a vet, and he has this
of what war?
Yes, of Vietnam. That's right. He saw Bigfoot in Vietnam.
Wait, so Teddy is like 85.
Yes.
Didn't establish this up until now. I like it.
We didn't establish the age.
No, you did not. This just has drastically altered my image of the tender scene between Pete.
Okay. He does. That's why I said Doc Brown. You know, I said Doc Brown.
You did. May-December romance at its finest.
Yeah.
Note accepted. You did say Doc Brown. I guess that means we have to give you a grenade.
and he's dying, and like we just see, you know how in some action movies where the character dies, but they pull the pin of the grenade as their last breath. And we just see him just pull the pin, and it drops the grenade inside the tent. I mean, Maud can survive. She'll be fine.
Well, this is where we find out if Maud does survive. Did you want to write anything else about that scene, Nicole? The end of that scene.
Yeah. So I think so actually we are in Endgame. Is this like over?
So what happens next is the person has the most dead characters, which I think is you, actually.
Me?
Ooh.
No.
Oh, you. Oh, Nicole. Yeah, right.
So let's see. I
had Marcus.
I have,
but excluding
Valley
at the start. So.
Okay. So it would just be
Pete died. Ida was me.
Yep. Ida was you.
Marcus was me as well. So it kind of evens.
So, yeah.
But I'm going to let you do it. So because I'm playing Maud. But the person who's had the most characters die gets to decide if the final girl survives or not.
So I think that Teddy drops the grenade and dies. And as he does, as the big horn, as the horned one, thrusts the spear home in Teddy, he looks over at Maud. And I think that Maud isn't there. He expected her to be, but she's not in the tent anymore. And I think that as the grenade goes off and there is a huge Raimi-esque just explosion of blood and bits, like somebody just took buckets and just hucked them at the poor cameraman standing behind the camera as it goes. And we see Maud surrounded by a golden glow, like some kind of magic shield or something. And it splatters across that shield and leaves her completely unharmed. And when the camera pans back, there is lying on the forest floor a naked dude with stag's horns growing from his forehead, from his brow. And he is lying on top of a bearskin. And I think the movie closes with Maud taking a length of rawhide sinew. And as the camera pans back, she begins to sew the horned man back into the skin of the bear.
Wow.
And then credits roll.
Yeah. Drone shot pulling away to just scenes of devastation and blood patches in various clearings and crashed.
And then we see the end. Question mark?
Question mark?
We need a sequel.
This was super fun, Zuki. Thank you so much for facilitating this.
It's such a fun game, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, but that was so much fun. I love playing this game, and yeah.
Absolutely. We should keep it in mind and do it again with a larger cast, because I think that more chaos with more players, which is the way to go.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for listening to us die horribly. That was a lot of fun. Once again, I'm Zuki. You can find me at Zukizilla on Blue Sky.
And I'm Nicole. You can find me most places on the internet at Five Goblins Pottery, where I will be not killing our gays, but instead supporting them.
And I'm Dev Hide. I didn't have a Blue Sky account, but now I do have my own personal one. At Sleepy Horror GM, bluesky.social.
Fabulous. And remember to find us on Blue Sky at Noctuary Pod. Isn't that right?
Yes.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.